Friday, and Jeffrey's Chris Wood in the latest Greed and Fear report is once again talking about the real estate market in India being hot. Why are we talking about real estate here on Startup Central? Well, because a startup called Blox in the middle of this funding winter has managed to raise about 100 crores, that's about $12 million from investors in Silicon Valley, as well as Kunal Shah, the founder of Cred, who is, known for backing startups as well. Aditya, the founder of Blox, now here with us. Hi there, welcome to Startup Central, welcome to ET Now. So I believe you've got marquee investors at your cap table, along with Kunal Shah. Your startup is in Proptech. Tell us a little bit about the funding, and then we want to talk about the problem that you're solving.
Absolutely. Hi, Nayantara. Thank you so much for having me. And today we are very happy at Blox since, we've announced our big round. And we're really happy because we can use this capital to develop our product and our tech further. And, we've embarked on a mission to create the best consumer-facing technology product in the world. And, we want to double down on that effort, and we truly want to bring, home buying convenience to people's fingertips. So yeah, it's really great to be here.
Okay. I've got to ask you this one question, which is that you've got these investors now at the cap table. This is your Series A funding round. Before this, if I'm not mistaken, I remember you announcing an acquisition earlier as well. What is the problem that you're trying to solve in Proptech, in what many are describing to be a booming real estate market?
Yes. So basically, India does not have a centralized MLS or a multiple listing service like you have in countries like the US and the UK. So what ends up happening is when COVID hit, it made the market gap very apparent, because while you had a 30-40% contraction in real estate in the US or the UK, India went to zero. It also causes a lot of problems which are more, socio-political in nature, where we had more than 7 lakh migrants stranded in Bombay in lockdown who are construction workers. So since real estate is the second largest employer in India after agriculture, it's time that technology penetration happened in real estate, and that was the inception of Blox. So we raised our seed round, basically just on the concept and with the deck. And thereafter, we built a multi-stack infrastructure for customers, developers, brokers, and our own internal relationship managers at Blox. What this enables the transaction to witness today, or how a customer feels about the transaction today, ends up being a very e-commerce like or food delivery type functionality of tech. So, for example, if you went to the Blox platform and you booked multiple site visits, you took virtual tours, you spoke to our relationship managers, there's multi-stack communication. So if you booked a site visit, the developer, your concerned broker, the Blox internal system would all know. So for the first time in real estate, we are seeing developers using our CRM, brokers using our tech to be able to talk to the developer and the customer for matters which are sensitive, like their invoicing or their payments or getting a customer's registration done. And finally, the customer experiences joy in terms of having a very reliable, very transparent, direct from developer listing, direct note to developer and or broker, and definitely with the Blox system. So all in all, we've managed to basically bring that kind of functionality in real estate. And with this increased round of funding, we are now going to double down on our product, and we are going to build India's most advanced data infrastructure, such that all these systems can embed artificial intelligence and machine learning. And the long-term vision is, of course, one smart system, which would make an MLS redundant, because we would have data insights for every stakeholder in the system.
So from what you're basically telling me, and my job is to ask the questions and to get it all out. This is basically sounding like a digitized brokerage firm, where basically you will just be mapping a buyer with a broker/agent, and you're just using tech to do that.
Nayantara, it's actually a lot more than that. So basically, the thing is, we don't in India, you don't have an index, right? So if you're buying properties today, you can have two adjoining buildings or two units in one building, which will be very differently priced. The current Proptech players and the incumbents who've been there for 8, 10 years, they've not really managed to move the needle because all they've done is build listings websites which are monetized by advertising or by traffic. What we're doing is we've built India's first functionality of e-commerce in real estate, which means things like payments. We're the first company in India which allows people to, through our platform right now, book an apartment in a building and pay directly to the developer. So what happens is we are able to help sellers sell better, but most importantly, we are able to help buyers find perfectly verified, perfectly systematic transactions with verified data, a dedicated relationship manager, a digitized site visit, a first of its kind of virtual tour, and finally bring the transaction to fruition by being able to make the payment and filling out the expression of interest or the paperwork for the home transaction online. It's unparalleled in its vision, and it's unparalleled in the problem we are trying to solve, because it is multiple problems to arrive at one solution. uh, at a very basic level, today, if you see Swiggy or you see any of these players, the difference between us and anybody else is the difference between what was the difference between Swiggy and Zomato when they came forth. So Zomato had all the listings, they had all the menus, they had everything, but they didn't have the ability to actually service the transaction. And what we are able to do is we are able to organize the entire real estate market. Therefore, on a transaction by transaction basis, customers can feel delight and joy and trust, and it's not the quintessential feel of real estate where people are afraid and they think, that they don't know what's going on, and the communication is very erratic and ad hoc. So we've solved all those problems. Like today, people are able to instantly in real time connect with everybody involved in that one transaction. And I think our the adoption of our tech by developers and by customers is testament to how badly the Indian ecosystem needed this.
So tell us a little bit now about Blox. When you will solve all these problems, what has been the reaction that you have received from customers? How many customers do you have? Which are geographies? What kind of listings are more prevalent?
Sure. So today we have about 1,000 developers who've directly, listed their inventory on our platform across 1,700 live buildings in Mumbai. That allows our customers to book multiple site visits in any one micro market or geography. So hypothetically, if you were buying an apartment in an area like Mulund, and you had 10 developers who brought projects in Mulund launched or to be launched, a customer doesn't really have all that data at their fingertips, and definitely not in a verified manner where they're able to compare them side by side. So the first thing that Blox did is, because it's a two-way marketplace, we deployed our tech on the developer side to be able to allow developers to list properties, list their bank accounts, build the infrastructure for payments. So developers had a real value when it came to Blox. As such, when all these developers listed with us, it brought forth almost 8,000 brokers who came and registered on our platform. And finally, through all this, the customer experience has been so fantastic. The customer testimonials have been so encouraging for us at Blox, that in the last 9 months, we've done about 600 transactions. Currently, we are operating at a GMV run rate of about 20 to 25 million a month, which is about just under 300 crore rupees numbers we are projecting to hit in December on a monthly basis, and at like around a 1 crore rupee average. That's like between 2 to 300 transactions that are happening on a monthly basis in Blox. We are also, preferred sellers for some of the largest developers with whom we've done sizable transactions such as Loda, Godrej, and um, we've able to cement ourselves geographically by opening micro market based offices which allow micro market based servicing. So it brings in that Swiggy, Uber kind of functionality where a local person from the local market in real time, in 30 minutes, 60 minutes, will meet you at that site and handhold you through the transaction.
So what's the game plan? What are you going to be using this 100 crore rupees for? You've got 1,000 builders, you're saying already, as your customers, and they're part of your portfolio. What next?
So we're going to invest heavily in technology development and product. We have started Blox with a vision to build the best customer journey in the world that exists and bring home buying to the tips of people, to the fingertips of people, and so like basically make it ready for the mobile world today. And building better products and building data infrastructure which allows all the stakeholders to have insights on a transaction by transaction basis is a key priority. Of course, over and above that, we will use substantial funds for geographical expansion and market penetration. We will use some portion of the funds to explore expanding even outside of Mumbai, because today we are in Mumbai, and over the next 18 to 24 months, we want to spread out across India.
So here's wishing you and the entire team at Blox all the very best.